Congressman Ken McCarthy warning of potential terrorist sleeper cells in the United States where we live, as CBP reportedly tells staff and the Hamas-Hezbollah crew could be crossing the southern border. Watch this soundbite.
I'm concerned about a cell sitting inside America today. We just caught 18 people just last month on the FBI terrorist watch list coming across our border. More than 160 have done it this year, a record breaking. When we're looking around the Middle East and the uprisings popping up around Europe and others, they could be sleeper cells right now in America.
There's two things going on. One, you have ISIS, which is on the run. Only about 1,700 to 1,900 fighters still remaining there in Syria, taking heavy hits from HTS as well as for the Syrian Democrat forces. They're being squeezed by CTS in Iraq as well as for American soft forces. And their recruitment efforts have dwindled massively. Now you've got Iran. Iran has been hit and pinched on all areas. They're no longer around the Syria area. Hassan Nasrallah of Lebanon has now been eliminated by the IDF. Sinwar of Hamas has been obliterated and killed by IDF. And now you have where they're going to be refocusing, reconcentrating all of their efforts and resources. We know we have President Trump coming in. They want to cause fear. They want to cause panic. But I think that what we're seeing as well is over 4+ years, we've had millions of people cross our borders. We know there's sleeper cells in our area. We know they're easily activated. And I think that what you're seeing now is a desperation for both ISIS and Iran to refocus and reconstitute its efforts to try and potentially go after targets here in the U.S.
A man is behind bars after the FBI says they caught him with hundreds of explosives. The FBI says 36-year-old Brad Kenneth Spafford had more than 150 explosive devices, saying this is one of the largest collections of explosives seized by the FBI in history. Authorities arrested the Isle of Wight County man 2 weeks ago on December 17th. Court documents say Spafford first landed on the FBI's radar in January 2023 after a neighbor reported Spafford lost 3 fingers on his right hand while working on a homemade explosive device. The neighbor said Spafford was also stockpiling weapons and homemade ammunition. Documents say investigators found highly explosive bomb-making materials in Spafford's freezer and pipe bombs in a bedroom stored in a backpack that said "No Lives Matter." Investigators say they also found an unregistered short barrel rifle and a book with recipes detailing how to make grenades. Spafford is at Western Tidewater Regional Jail facing gun charges.
And I do want to take you to another developing story that we are following. This one is actually coming in out of Idaho. I want to tell you what police are providing at this point. Now, they do say that a man has been arrested after investigators say he actually placed an improvised explosive device on a train car. Take a look. That is his mugshot that has been released by investigators. This was over in Payette. Police say on New Year's Day, around 6 p.m. local time, Payette police were called to the 600 block of North 8th Street for a suspicious man seen near a parked railroad car attempting to light something on fire. Officers got there and say they found fresh footprints in the snow and were able to track them to a train car where they found an undetonated improvised explosive device, or IED. Police say they followed the footprints in the snow to a camp trailer that was parked near a home fairly close by. Officers say 40-year-old Brent Shirai, seen right there, tried to run from the camp trailer but surrendered to police officers after a short chase.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, and a sincere salutations to the hopeful elect, the Tabernacle of David, you Akim, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also a healthy shalom to the few Akwath who are listening and learning. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying. And I have on the screen a quote from Benjamin Franklin, which reads, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." And ultimately, that's exactly what's about to be taken away from you people. All right. Your liberty and your safety is getting ready to be taken away from you. OK. In hopes that you bend the knee to Esau Edom's new world order. OK. Or his beast system. All right. A system in which the people are perfect slaves, a system in which the people have to receive the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip okay, pertaining to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, okay, in their right hand or in their foreheads. These are the times that we are living in. And you see Sleazy E continuing to push the narrative of TT attacks and sleeper cells. And he's been pushing this through his propaganda, his media, for the last few months. Okay. And we know that he deals with gradualism. So he's been feeding you these subliminals for the longest. And this devil is getting ready to act. Because we know that one of the tools which he uses is order out of chaos. Okay. Order out of chaos. Let's get to the meaning of it. It says, this is often regarded as a means to impose totalitarian control over society. First, by creating chaos through various forms of subterfuge. Now, I had to go look that word up. So, subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Deceit used in order to achieve one's goal. All right. And we know that Esau, Edom, pertaining to Malachi 1 and 4, is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. And what does Psalm chapter 58 and verse 3 say about the wicked? It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay, so that's Esau, Edom's agenda. Or MO, his agenda and his MO, his modum operandus. Okay, this is what they do. All they know is lies. Okay, so it says to impose totalitarian control over society, first by creating chaos through various forms of subterfuge, then using this as an excuse to institute order. Okay. And where is his order going to come from? From more draconian laws. All right. We know that Esau Edom uses unrighteous decrees and legislation and policies to bring about oppression of the people. And this exactly is going to be his means of trying to achieve totalitarian control over the people. So I'm doing a lot of talking. So let's grab Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. All right. Woe meaning destruction. Okay. Woe meaning bad times. It says, for the devil is come down upon you. Right. Devil meaning deceiver. All right. Esau, Edom, these are the chief house of Edom, Amalek, these elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, all right, are about to commence full throttle with their new world order. Okay. It says, for the devil is come down on unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right. He has a short time to try to implement his enterprise before Yahushua comes back to redeem his people. All right. So he's going to come down with great wrath and cause conditions upon the earth to put you people in dire straits. So that you bend to knee, and give up all your liberty and all your rights. Okay, your freedoms. So you can expect these T attacks to continue and these FF events to continue, and also to get worse and worse until ultimately that one comes that's going to cause the world to stand still. All right. Like 9/11, like the CV-19. It's going to cause the world to come to a point where changes are going to be made. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Who is it speaking about? Okay. Esau, Edom. All right. Daniel 8 and 25 is talking about Antiochus. All right. But that same spirit is here on these Edomites today. They're one-trick ponies. Matter of fact, this is Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? This is what these devils do. Through their law, through their policy, they frame mischief. All under the guise of peace. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall he destroy many. Right, by peace shall he destroy many. This is what this devil does. Yeah, we're gonna bring in martial law due to all these T attacks. Okay, we're gonna bring in intensive surveillance of the citizens, so something like this never happens again. You know, we're gonna use facial recognition. We're gonna use a social credit score. We're gonna make sure the citizens are safe. Through peace, this devil oppresses the people, takes away your freedoms, your liberties. So it says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall he destroy many. And what does the scripture say? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So when this devil says peace and safety, suddenly, man, shall destruction come upon you. You cannot trust these devils, man. Thus saith the Lord. So it says, and he shall Daniel 8 and 25, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall he destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So like I said, man, expect a world standing still FF event to happen this year, man. Adawan Ratazah. Because these devils are Operation Warp Speed. They're moving. Okay? And like I said, and whatever it's going to be is going to bring about these draconian measures.
Have to change just after 9/11. I remember a time when I could run from my car to the gate to catch a flight. After 9/11, we realized we need to do things very, very differently so that we can all arrive at our destination safely. I think you're going to see a lot of things change in the city of New Orleans. And actually, I think you're going to see a lot of things change in this country in terms of how we handle large-scale events, where there's pedestrian access and where vehicles are allowed. I think you're going to see things change in terms of the level of surveillance that we have in this country. We push back against some of that. But when you look at places like the UK and other European places where CCTV is very commonplace and used proactively so that it can look for signs or indications of an attack, I think you're going to start seeing those things in this city because I'm going to be pushing for them. And you're going to probably see them in a lot of other places that are destination cities like the city of New Orleans.
Jason, will you be going to the game tonight? And do you think that it was the right call?
And like I said, hey, these things are nothing new, man. The prophets have been warning you of these things, man, that are to come. All right. Prophesying. Okay. Telling you things that are to come before they happen. You know, China, Klaus Schwab already said that China is the perfect model, man. Okay. The system that they have set up in China is the perfect model that he would like to see for all these other nations to acquire. You think he was joking?
social credit score system. If you go to China, they're piloting it a few years ago in Shenzhen. So I lived overseas. If you go to Shenzhen, back in 2017, they already had facial recognition cameras there. So if you jaywalked in Shenzhen, they would immediately detect that and send you a notification, and they would deduct money from your what they call WeChat account. They use two main apps, WeChat and Alipay. So you can actually deduct your money directly from your account. This is 4 years ago, so this is not like some sort of conspiracy theory. It's not something that's going to happen 10 years into the future. This happened pre-corona in China. And so this system in China that exists is extremely advanced. They can detect if it's a man or a woman. They can guess your age. They can detect what kind of car model it is, who the manufacturer is. This is a sort of technology that we see in all these dystopian sort of films and whatever. And people keep putting it off and thinking that this is something that's going to happen later in my kid's lifetime or my grandkids. It's already here. And if this gets implemented anywhere, especially in a Western nation, it's not going away. And they're going to ask if you're gay. They're going to be asking if you ate 3 pizzas this week because it's unhealthy. If you buy certain books in certain countries, your country doesn't like you will lose points in the social credit score system. So this is already the reality of the world in certain places, and we need to be aware of that. If you don't want that.
So we're going to end it there, Yasharala. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom Israel. Wa Abad Babal.